Alright, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm standing here next to my RV, which means I'm doing another little upgrade to it. So, what I'm working on today is, if you have an older RV, you probably have either a door like this, where your power cord is stored. In our case, you know, our standard RV 30 amp cord, so you're supposed to wind the whole thing up and stick it in there. Or you might have just something that looks more like a hole with some fingers that you feed the cord. Same thing, you just feed it in. And the problem with these is every so many years, these cords go bad. The more you use them, the more the contacts wear out right here, and they start to get hot. You'll notice the outlet's getting hot. You'll feel the cord is hot on the end. That's because as this breaks down inside, it causes heat and resistance. And the resistance causes the heat, rather. So that means it's time to replace these. Well, to replace one of these cords, you have to buy the whole cord, and you literally have to go inside of wherever the cord connects to and make an electrical connection, which makes it a little bit harder and a little bit more time consuming. So what I'm going to be doing is upgrading to an actual outlet on the outside that lets you plug in a standard cord. So this is the setup that I'm going with here, and as always, I will have links in the description below to the parts that I used. I went with a Furrion setup, and it's a little more expensive to do it this way, but when it comes to electrical things, I'm not really into buying, you know, like the cheapest Chinese made junk you can find on Amazon or eBay. So I'll leave a couple links if you want to give those a try, some of the cheaper stuff, but sometimes you do get what you pay for, so I wanted something a little bit better quality. So this is the outlet that I'm talking about. This will actually mount on the side of the RV, and it has an LED light that lights when it's plugged in and power is turned on. When we open it up, here's what the inside looks like. So this is a receptacle that you basically mount, you know, somewhere on the side of your RV, and then you have this separate cord, so that plugs into that, and then obviously the other side is what we're used to seeing here. And the benefit of this is if your cord goes bad, you can just buy the cord, replace the cord, and there's no wiring that has to be done. It's basically like buying a new extension cord. This is a very standard setup here. It's used in the marine and RV industry, so no problems ever finding a cord, and they're all compatible. It's also a threaded connection, so once you plug that in, you can actually screw that on there to make sure it doesn't come off easily or pop off. Again, this cord is a little bit more expensive, but it has some troubleshooting lights on it that will give you the condition of the power when you plug it in. All right, so the first thing we need to do is plan where we want that receptacle to be. Now, each RV is going to be different. I thought about maybe putting here and then running the wire, you know, through there. If you have one that has just the hole in the side, that receptacle might be large enough to cover it. So it's something you can, you know, kind of plan. Each situation is going to be different. But this is where my power comes out. In another video, I showed installing this automatic generator transfer switch right here. So everything's right here. What I thought about doing is just putting the receptacle right on here, which is probably what I'm going to do. I've kind of penciled around the gasket here to see how it'll look. The only thing I'm not crazy about is this plastic door is kind of flimsy, so I'm afraid, you know, that if I just mount the receptacle to here, this will be kind of a flimsy setup, even when it's closed and locked. So my plan is to cut out a piece of wood to fit on the back of here. That will make this a lot more rigid. And then I'm actually going to, I'm going to seal around this edge a little bit better, because I've noticed that, you know, if I use a power washer to wash it, water can get in here, and we don't want water getting in here on a transfer switch. And I theoretically should never have to get in here again, but if I do, not a big deal. I can just, you know, obviously unlock it, break that seal, and I'll be able to get in here again. So I will probably glue a board to the back of here to give this more rigidity, and then glue this shut with some caulking, and that will give it even more rigidity, and this will be a nice spot, and then I'm not drilling any other holes right through the fiberglass in the side of the RV. Worst case, I have to replace a door, which I can get from Winnebago. All right, so again, decide where you want it. You can trace your gasket. This requires a 2.5-inch drill bit. So if you don't have a 2.5-inch drill bit, you need to borrow one or buy one. There'll be a link below to a 2.5-inch drill bit that will work for this purpose. And besides that, we need these two things here. What we're going to do for our cable is we're going to use our old cable here. This is 10 gauge stranded wire. We'll cut it, you know, about out here, and then strip it back, and that will make our connections into that the back of that receptacle. Then I'll have enough cable, you know, that way the door in the future, if I need to open it and then fold this back in there, I can. Besides that, there's not really much space in there anyway. I didn't like putting a cord in there, so this is going to work out good. I store all my cords up on the slide out. All right, so here's that wood that I'm talking about. I've got it traced out. I've got a circle cut already. I'm just going to cut out the actual pattern, or cut out the square with the saw. All right, so we got that cut out. Now remember, I always give my standard disclaimer. Anytime we're working with electricity, you gotta kind of know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't feel comfortable, have a friend or hire somebody to do it, okay? So obviously we want to make sure our power's off, unplug. Pretty easy to tell that it's off in this case. Now we're gonna cut this wire. So like I said, I'll leave myself enough to play with here. Okay, so we want to strip off 1.5 inches total of the black insulation to get it down to the 3 wires, and then about 5/8 of an inch of the colored insulation off to fit into our plug. So we'll go ahead and do that. You just want to be careful not to cut into any of our wires on the inside when you're doing this. Just gonna keep slowly working it. Powder on the cable. Strip off about 5/8 of an inch. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and drill my hole through here. Here temporarily. That will go through there. So, yes, that will be nice. Alright. So now I'll take a piece of wood I cut out here. Need to figure out how I want to stick it on here. This door is kind of in the way, and this part over here is in the way. So I'll probably have to just trim off a little of the wood to make this fit a little bit nicer. Alright, so I've got this cut out. It'll fit nicely there. Alright, so now I'm going to do is I'll run the wire through. So I'm going to go ahead and make my connections with all this excess wire while it's easier. So to do that, we'll just screw this off. The wire will go through here. And as you tighten that down, this clamps down on that wire. We'll make our connections in here. It says torque the terminals to 14 to 16 inch-pounds. Ensure wire is tight. And it's color coded. It's got your black, your green for ground and your white for neutral. All right, to get this unlocked, you just hard turn to the left. This pulls off. So if you're using a little plastic piece in here, this will tighten against that. Okay. Set into place here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using some sheet metal and stainless steel screws, so they will go through the plastic, through the wood, which will obviously shore everything up pretty nicely. See, it's a lot stronger now. Just a little bit of give up here in this corner. Once the door is sealed, that will be very nice, secure connection there. Okay. So before we go ahead and seal it up, we'll go ahead and try it out and just make sure it works. All right. Alright, so when I plug it in, blue light, which means I'm good to go here. And in the manual, it says what the different colored lights mean. Alright, now I've got our cord over here. Put it in the right way. And that twists, like a twist lock, and like I said, you can run this down to tighten it. If you look at the cover, it's got a blue light that comes on to let you know that there's voltage. Kind of hard to see on the camera. Okay, so there's how that works. So another big convenience to this is if you are just moving your camper quickly, normally you'd have to unplug the cord, wind it up, you know, which takes a while, fold it in. You could have dirt, dew on it. You know, now you're covered in water and dirt. This one, you just pull it out, set it to the side, readjust your camper, then you can come back and just easily plug it in and you're ready to go. All right, so here we are all sealed up. It's nice and sturdy. Everything's nice and sturdy now. Good luck to me if I ever need to get into there again. Hopefully I don't. All right. That's all there is to it. This is obviously very specific to Winnebago, but the same principle applies to any RV, whether it be a pull-behind camper or a motorhome. Same thing. Yeah, so one more thing. So now I've got this whole RV cord, and in my case it was relatively new. What do I want to do with it? Well, I'll tell you what, one easy thing you can do. Here's the other end. Strip that back, buy a female plug to match this, and you can buy it on Amazon. I'll put a link for that below too. Then you can make yourself a cheap RV extension cord out of your leftover plug. But if these are bad, just go ahead and throw it away. But as long as it's good, build yourself an extension cord. All right, so until next time, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please be sure to like it, subscribe, leave a comment or question below, and we'll see you later.